Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series V's I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. Eat stuff. I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. It's Thursday again, and so I was taking advantage of a deal. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be one of my, my Born of Osiris shirts. What with the Darth Vader Pharaoh graphic. And if you're unfamiliar with the band Born of Osiris, they've been around for a bit. Like, they're not a newer band. I was aware of them, but I hadn't seen them perform live. Up until last year in 2023, they actually were like my last show of 2023. And yeah, it turned out, I didn't even know they were an Illinois band. But yeah, it turns out they're from Illinois. And man, did they put on a great fucking show. Like, I was super into it. I was really there to see a band called The Browning, who were fucking fantastic also. But these guys were the headliners. They were really fucking cool. And I went over there, picked up a little merch. Went over there, got some videos of their set after the show, which is pretty damn cool. Those videos are on the channel, by the way, just in case maybe you want to check them out. I do have an entire playlist of just concert videos that I've attended over the years. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, it's Thursday. What does Thursday mean? Boom! Buy one, get one free on Buffalo Wild Wings. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a little bit now, ever since I became aware of the promotion. On Thursdays, Buffalo Wild Wings has a deal where you get buy one, get one free on boneless wings. So you go over there, you set up how many wings you want, you get like 6, 10, 12, whatever, and you get a whole set of another one for free. I've been using this to my advantage for these reviews because it's allowed me to go through, basically their different flavors and stuff. And, plus I just get a cheap meal out of it. So, what are the two flavors I've got today? I've got the Chipotle Barbecue Dry Rub and the Desert Heat Dry Rub. Ooh. I'm going to start with the Chipotle Barbecue because the Desert Heat is supposed to be rather spicy. So, we'll ease into it, right? Right. Let's go ahead. Yeah, those are definitely dry rubs. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. Ha 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 ha! And let's try out some Chipotle barbecue. And let's hope that they went over there and put it in the right part of the container. I'm sure they have, because as far as I know, they haven't messed up yet in any of my reviews. But let's give it a go. Usually I'm more of a saucy person when it comes to their stuff, but I figured I'd do a couple dry rubs, because I hadn't gotten to these yet. Okay. There's some good things, some bad things. Well, there's nothing bad, but I mean, just to give a quick recount of the chicken itself, beyond the seasoning. I mentioned before, when it comes to Buffalo Wild Wings, the chicken isn't anything top tier. It is what it is. It's better than like completely dead average, but it's not quite as good as like some of the higher quality places. It's more than serviceable, but it's not typically the highlight. It's not what you're going in for, which is kind of weird to say when you're thinking about, well, it's Buffalo Wild Wings. Of course you're going for the chicken. They got 28 different sauces, man. That's what you're going for. But one of the really nice things about this, compared to like the more saucy, flavors that they have available, you actually kind of get to highlight the chicken a little bit. For one thing, the exterior is like super crispy, way crispier than I've ever had with any of their other flavors, which again makes sense. It's a dry rub, not, you don't have the sauce kind of dampening things. But it's honestly making me really appreciate just like how nice and crispy they get their chicken. Like, it's got a beautiful crunch to it. Um, I mean, you can hear it. It's got some proper oomph, so I do appreciate that. I do like that. And maybe I just caught them on a really good day or something like that, but I will say, I think in terms of the chicken flavor itself, again, not the seasoning, the chicken flavor itself, I think this is probably the best I've had from Buffalo Wild Wings. Because again, typically they're a little, again, fine, but in this case, like, no, man, the chicken actually tastes pretty damn solid. Like, it's nice, it's flavorful. Again, not the best chicken ever, but I would say, again, a marked improvement over my previous experiences with them. So that's the good. What's the less than good? Because again, none of it's bad. It's tasty. The downside is, like, the chicken tastes better, the texture's better, I like all that. The flavoring itself with the dry rub, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty unimpressive. It's there, to be sure, but, when I think Chipotle barbecue, I'm thinking, you got that nice Chipotle, spice to it. It's got a very distinct flavor. There's a little bit of that there, but, and then the barbecue aspect, really not much. Like, there's definitely, again, there's some seasoning, but yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, you can tell, it's not like they went over there and cooked this with the seasoning. They made the wings, the boneless wings, and then they went over there and just tossed on this, the seasoning for it. As a result, you just don't get that oomph of flavor. It's just not there. So, and to a certain extent, these are simultaneously some of the best and least impressive wings that I've had from Buffalo Wild Wings. Alright, well, two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I know probably not and probably not. Like, they're not bad, and like, genuinely, in terms of the chicken overall, if I had specifically just wanted the chicken aspect of the Buffalo Wild Wings chicken, these would be, again, pretty much the best that I've had. I can appreciate that. However, I am expecting some bold flavors. I want some nice Chipotle, flavor to it, maybe a little bit of a kick. It's very minimal, even though, like, they're clearly coated. Like, they definitely didn't forget the coating. It is there, but it's just not doing enough, Again, there's a little, it does give it something to it. There is a little bit of a tiny-ish heat on my tongue, tiny bit. But it just doesn't have that proper oomph. So, for myself personally, it's like, look, if I'm going to get Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm going to get it because, I want one of their tastier flavors. This one, I mean, I could have pretty much gotten their wings without any seasoning and had a similar experience. So there you go. And if I'm recommending them by that same reasoning, I'm not really going to, because I'm sure there are people. The only people I would maybe go with on this are people who specifically, maybe they're at Buffalo Wild Wings because, like, it's a family event or something like that, and maybe they don't want, like, a heavy sauce or, like, real punchy flavor. Maybe they just want some wings that have a little something to them. Yeah. But beyond that, I don't know that I personally would recommend the dry rub on this one, because it's just, I don't know, it's lacking. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly proper Chipotle flavored tastic rest of your life. Because again, Chipotle is beautiful. And not just, not the restaurant. The restaurant's fine, but, actual Chipotle flavor. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we, at least when we can, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the time I'm doing this is the Thursday before Good Friday. For myself, I'm really happy because it looks like I'm going to actually get a 3-day weekend, which I was like, yes. Hopefully they don't fuck us over. I'll find out for sure tonight. And I've got some fun plans. Hopefully going to see some folks. Going to go out to a concert. It's come on now. I hope that, even though I'm definitely not going to be posting this at that same time, I hope that whatever weekend or holiday or whatever you might be working towards, you get to enjoy yourself, even just day-to-day life, because that really is important. That's kind of, that's what makes life worth living. Anyway.